Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, drug lord, political figure, and relentless criminal. The man who rose from the ashes of a poor family to become one of the wealthiest people in modern history is often remembered for his prolific work in trafficking cocaine across Central America during the height of his power. What was really behind Pablo Escobar's success? How did he manage to create such a vast network and avoid prosecution for so long? In this video, we will take an inside look at 10 facts about Pablo Escobar that walk us through the life of Colombia's most feared criminal during the 1980s and 1990s. Before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when we post more amazing videos like this in the future. And here we go. Number 10. Young criminal. Pablo Escobar began his criminal career as a thief and street vendor. The future drug lord was born in 1949 to a poor family in the city of Medellín, Colombia. He was a clever young man who quickly realized that stealing was an easy way to make some money. Soon he became involved in petty theft, robberies, and eventually more serious crimes such as counterfeiting and car theft. He also was involved in drug trafficking and smuggling during this time. Number 9. Alliance with the Ocho brothers. The Ocho brothers, George Luis, Juan David, and Fabio, were close allies of Escobar and would go on to become influential figures in the Medellín Cartel alongside him. The brothers first became aware of Pablo's drug trafficking operation in 1976 when they went into business together. Little did they know the success of that business would be massive. Together, they created an incredibly successful criminal empire and became some of the most powerful drug traffickers in Colombia. Number 8. Professionalism. Pablo Escobar was a shrewd businessman who valued loyalty above all else. He was also known for his professionalism in the criminal world. He followed through on his commitments, kept his deadlines, and never failed to pay debts. He infiltrated government circles by bribing officials and gaining political support. He was able to survive and prosper because of his savvy negotiations with government, police, and even the military. Number 7. Political influence. Pablo Escobar was a prominent figure in Colombian politics during the 1980s and the 1990s. He held sway over many politicians through bribery and intimidation tactics. He used his influence to protect himself and his cartel from law enforcement, ensuring that they remained untouchable for years. He also used his political influence to lobby for leniency in the criminal justice system, successfully reducing sentencing guidelines and introducing alternative punishments such as community service for certain crimes. Number 6. Wealth. Pablo Escobar, notorious for his criminal activities, amassed an astonishing wealth estimated to be between $25 and $30 billion at its peak. His empire was built upon the illicit trade of cocaine, where his intricate smuggling network spanned across the globe. The entire world was his playground. In addition to his drug empire, Escobar made shrewd investments in real estate, acquiring vast stretches of land for personal use and as lucrative investments. With his immense fortune, he indulged in opulent luxury, boasting a private jet, extravagant villas, and a fleet of exotic cars that epitomized his lavish lifestyle. Number 5. Enemies. Pablo Escobar, infamous for his criminal career, found himself entangled in a web of adversaries. From relentless law enforcement agencies to rival drug lords, his enemies were numerous. Among them, a notable feud unraveled with the Cali cartel, masterminded by Gilberto and Miguel Rodriguez Orejula. As tension escalated, another group emerged on the scene, Los Pepes, otherwise known as people persecuted by Pablo Escobar. A coalition formed by his enemies determined to bring him down. The clash between Escobar and these formidable rivals ignited a brutal and protracted war that engulfed the underworld for years. Number 4. Death. Pablo Escobar, one of the most notorious drug lords in history, met his untimely death in December of 1993 during a dramatic police operation in Medellín, Colombia. Pablo Escobar met his demise in December of 1993 during a dramatic police operation in Medellín, Colombia. After eluding authorities for more than a year, he was finally located in his secure hideout by the relentless pursuit of Colombian security forces. In a desperate attempt to escape, Escobar made a daring climb over a towering wall, only to be met with a barrage of gunfire and tragically ended his life. The death of Pablo Escobar not only marked the culmination of an intense manhunt, but also signified the end of an era in Colombian criminal history. His powerful presence and vast criminal empire left an undeniable mark on the nation, forever shaping its socio-political landscape. The legacy he left behind serves as a haunting reminder of the consequences of unchecked power and devastating impact of illicit drug trade. Number 3. Legacy. Pablo Escobar has left an indelible mark that transcends his demise. His story continues to captivate the world, with numerous books, films, TV shows, and even video games dedicated to exploring the depths of his life and legacy. Surprisingly, amidst his violent past and notorious drug empire, he manages to be perceived as a complex and twisted hero by some, in some ways. This is particularly attributed to the philanthropic endeavors which earned him the reputation akin to a modern-day Robin Hood. Despite the moral ambiguity surrounding his actions, there is no denying the lasting impact and fascination that Escobar's life has left behind, solidifying his place in history as a figure who defies easy categorization. Number 2. Political connections. Pablo Escobar's political connections allowed him to gain influence and power in Colombia. He was able to use money, power, and influence to build an empire that stretched across the country. He forged strong connections with key politicians who enabled him to evade capture for many years. His political network extended into other countries, including Panama and Mexico, where he had contacts with figures in government and powerful business people. These connections enabled him to continue evading capture for a long period of time until his death. Number 1. Impact. Escobar's reign of terror still lingers today, as the consequence of his actions are felt across Colombia. His influence on the country was so great that it is still being felt decades after his death. His legacy as a drug lord has left a lasting impression on Colombia, with many of his tactics still being used by criminal organizations today. He also created an era of fear and violence in a country that has still yet to recover. Despite the negative connotations associated with Pablo Escobar's name today, it is important to remember that he was more than just a criminal. He was a complex figure who left an indelible mark on Colombia. His life and legacy will continue to be studied for many years to come as people try to gain insight into what drove one of the world's most feared criminals. And that's all we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop us a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on Pablo Escobar, criminal or Robin Hood figure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.